Okay, I'm gonna start a new video series. I know I've been kind of slacking on the videos lately, but I'm gonna try to put out a flurry of them over the next few days. So let's talk about some relevant things in the news as of recently. Well, it's still kind of fresh in everybody's mind. Let's talk about the coal miners in Virginia, West Virginia, that died. And do were their deaths really necessary? I don't think so. I don't think that they should have died. And you could delve into the what caused the explosion, and was there corruption in the way the company was run? Of course there was. We don't need. I mean, I'm sure they'll have some huge investigation that'll cost hundreds, thousands of dollars, but we don't even need to have that investigation. We already know the causes of the problem, and so I just want to let's start over, okay? Because I think a lot of people get caught up and shoulda, coulda, woulda, and all this other crap that it's really not relevant. So if you're a new viewer to my channel, or uh, if you've been a viewer for a while now, I'm gonna take a new approach of let's just start over, and you know anything that you've learned in school or heard on the news or in the media and the newspapers, wherever, forget about it. Just erase everything out of your fucking mind, and let's start from a fresh perspective. Now, we have several coal mines all across this country, all across the world, and we have oil companies and gas companies. And you know what? We don't need them. Okay? Just forget everything that you've learned from all the. You could watch all these commercials on TV saying, the future of coal and oil and all this crap. But we don't need it. Okay? There's new stuff. There's new technologies that if we had a serious energy policy that worked for the people instead of against the people, we could implement these new technologies very rapidly. Telephone. Very rapidly, we could implement this stuff. And, I look at our current energy policy, and I can tell that we are not serious about about the crap that we speak. First of all, think of the amount of money that it costs to run these operations of these coal mines. All the cost of drilling into these mountains, paying all these the workers, paying for all these lawsuits, paying for all these inspectors to these safety inspectors that don't do their job anyways, obviously. Yeah, they go in there, they find some problems, they write the people up, and then the people that are running the corporation have to spend money on lobbyists to bribe the politicians, and it's just so much wasted money and effort and time, and we don't need any of that. We don't need any of this. And you got people wasting oodles and oodles of money investing in this so-called smart grid. And the real smart grid is no grid at all. We don't need a grid. Because all a grid is just having somebody having the ability to shut your lights off and your power off. And people will say about like oil for that we can't do solar cars or electric cars, da 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 da. But think of it from a simple perspective. Wouldn't it be easier if you didn't have to wake up and put gas in your car? I mean, wouldn't it be just a lifestyle that you would have if you didn't have that annoyance as part of your daily life? Now, some of you might have heard of the Bloom Box that was unveiled last month. And here's how it works. The guy, he used to work for NASA. I'm not trying to promote that company or anything, but it's just to prove that this technology is out there and it works. And all it is they bake sand into these little wafers and they make fuel cells out of it, out of sand. And it makes these little boxes, and it combines with oxygen that's natural everywhere. You know, you breathe it. If you didn't have oxygen, you would be dead. Okay? So it's naturally in the atmosphere oxygen, right? And we get oxygen from plants, and you know, you can start to see the cycle. That's just a good natural thing. So you could combine these Bloom boxes with solar panels, and solar energy somewhere on the planet is always getting hit with sunlight from the sun. So you have your sunlight, and you have your oxygen, and you have sand. And these things are available. You know, they're not hard things to come around. So why would you all we have to do is simply stop doing the ass backwards things that we're doing that are so you know, they're not functional. What's the word I'm looking for? They're not efficient. Yes, they are not efficient, these old way of doing things. I mean, remember back in 2003, the whole east coast of the U.S. went blackout. Lights out. Now, the future that we're going to have to go into, you can't have something that's not an acceptable thing to happen. Where, oh, something happened somewhere and it affected all of these people. No, we cannot have systems like that. Each house should be completely off the grid and self-sustaining. The guy that runs Bloombox, he says that everybody should be able to buy one of these boxes for around $3,000. And you know what? If we were serious about this stuff, instead of giving these billions and billions of dollars to bail out banks you don't see any actual physical improvement in your lives, we could invest in these type of things. And you know what? There shouldn't even be a price tag for these things. We should just decide that we want to do this, and it should be done. And don't count on the energy companies to ever tell you any of these things that I'm telling you, because they won't. Because that is their milk and honey, you know? They want to keep it to themselves and keep you guys out. Alright. Stay tuned for part 2.